All right, so we are going to start working on a design for a snowflake. I have taken my pencil and my ruler, and we're going to go in our sketchbook with just a quick sketch. I have drawn a line down the middle, and then my next lines, I kind of are making an X through here, but I want to keep the spacing between these two lines and these two lines and these two lines the same, all right, or pretty close. So you can kind of see where I had to erase and I had to adjust a little bit so that I can get that design in. From here, you're going to just start sketching in your different designs for a snowflake. Our snowflake has 6 points to it, just like a regular snowflake. And so you can see that I have gone in and I have freehanded stuff. All right. And I've also started to go in and add a few more details. So once I get a pretty good basic idea of what I want, if I want to go in and add a few more lines, I can use my ruler to help guide me on some of these, depending on if I need a certain measurement. Some of these things pretty close. I can start to eyeball them and start figuring out that detail. We are going to then draw that onto a black piece of construction paper, all right? And so with that black piece of construction paper, I'll show you some of my examples here. I guess I'd keep that one open. And you're going to go on that construction paper with the same thing. We want to make sure that our lines are, our paper's not very big, so we want to keep our space filled and get those 6 points in there, and then we want to make sure the spacing is pretty much the same. Could be off a little bit, but you want to keep it pretty tight. And then you're going to go in, and I would recommend drawing in with your pencil first, lightly, and then going over with colored pencil, but you could go straight to just using the white colored pencil to show your details, all right? So we're just going to keep adding, and you'll see right here that we are sticking with basically just some simple lines, some shapes. I did measure out, try to keep the same measurement in between here and in between here, and then I freehanded some stuff to kind of go with it. Eventually, what's going to happen is you're going to get a little bit of detail in there, and from that detail, then you are going to start to change up the thickness of the line, and you're going to start adding maybe some shading or filling in some stuff. So you can see that I have a lot of lines, stuff going on here. Here's where I started to thicken up the line. Here's where I started to shade a little bit. So as we look at the one that I'm working on right now, it's got quite a few different spaces for thicker lines. I did some shading, which means I'm kind of barely pushing in there. I filled in some shapes so that they were solid white, and I kind of went from there. So I've got a long way to go. I keep adding things to this to make it more ornate. So it's not a very big snowflake. So once you get that basic design and start working on the paper, the black paper, then really the sky's the limit. You can go in and add quite a few things. I think this is some of the last few things I've added. And then I'm going to go in, make sure my lines are thicker. Some of them can stay thin, but you want to make sure you have a nice even mix of thick lines and thin lines and some shaded in stuff. All right? This is a one-time class project, so next week we'll start something new. That's why I made it kind of small, so it wouldn't take very long. For you guys at home, just really some black construction paper and a white colored pencil is all you need, and a possible ruler if you want some nice straight edges or proper measurements. Okay? So email me if you got any questions, and I'll see you guys next week.